All rise. Hear ye, hear ye, hear ye. Blount County Legislative Body is now in session with the Honorable Jerome Moon, Chairman, presiding. All persons having business with this Honorable Commission, draw near, give attention, and you shall be heard. God save the United States of America, the state of Tennessee, and this Honorable Commissioner. Dr. Tim Jones, pastor of Peck Memorial United Methodist Church, will lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. O great Creator, we give you thanks for all that you have given us. We especially take time to give you thanks tonight for the beautiful, wonderful Blount County, for allowing us to live in such a wonderful place, to enjoy the beautiful scenes that we're able to see every day. We also give you thanks for each of our commissioners, for the leadership and the service that they provide to lead us, to guide us, to show us what it means to be a true Blount Countian. We ask tonight, as we gather for business amongst our county, that you would grant us wisdom and discernment. May the things that are said and done here be pleasing to you. May we have ears to hear all that is discussed and hearts and minds to discern the best route to take. And God, in all things we will give you glory, for we pray in your name. Amen.
Amen. Boy Scout Troop number 11 will lead us into the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag. Pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If everyone will please take a seat, we'll proceed. We will not start until everyone's in their seat. Thank you. Welcome everyone to the February 21st, 2013 Board of Commissioners meeting. Thank you, Dr. Jones, for tonight's invocation. On behalf of the Commission, the Chair would like to thank Boy Scout Troop 11 for the presentation of colors. At this time, I'll read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building. Quickly proceed away from the building. Be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles. Commission will now come to order. Please register your presence by voting yes.
You have 21 presents, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Chair will now stand for a motion to set the agenda.
Mr. Chairman, I will make that motion with one exception. I'd like to pull item F5.
Commissioner Samples requests to remove F5. Is there a second to a motion to set the agenda, removing F5? Is there a second? Mr. F7. Are there any other changes to tonight's agenda? Commissioner Lewis, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to add one item to the agenda, which is a public hearing, if we could set for March the 21st at 6:30 concerning a resolution to amend the zoning resolution of Blount County, adding a new planned rural resort district.
That's not for a motion. Without objection, we will add that setting of the special of the public hearing on that. If there's no exception, hearing no objection, we will put that item as F14 in tonight's business, setting a public hearing on 21 March, 6:30, room 430, Blount County Courthouse. Are the members ready for the question? The question is to set the agenda, removing items F5 and F7 and adding an item F14. Discussion? Vote yes to set the agenda. Vote no not to set.
You have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. The agenda is set. Moving to agenda item B, the consent calendar. The chair will stand for a motion to approve the consent calendar. Mr. Lael moves. Mr. Burkhalter seconds. The motion on the floor is to approve the consent calendar. Mr. Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to request that item D2 and item 3, that's D2 under consent calendar, and item 3D be removed to the regular business.
Okay, the consent calendar. I'm looking at this consent calendar, and you're requesting which item, sir? One more time, sir.
That would be D, Roman numeral 2.
That's consent calendar 1.
D.
Item D2.
That's correct.
Consent calendar item.
And
D2, yes, sir.
and 3D.
And 3D.
Yes.
All right, we have the agenda. The item will be shown as F15 from the consent calendar, item 1D2, and F16 will become item 3D. Thank you, sir. With those changes, are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the consent calendar. Vote no not to approve.
We have 21 yes.
21 yes, 0 no. The consent calendar is approved. Move to item C, public input on items on the agenda. We'll start with the first row. Anyone on the first row like to speak to an item on the agenda? If you'll please come forward, sir. Introduce yourself and where you reside.
I had not seen the full agenda till now, so I'm not sure which item it is.
Proceed,
Okay,
sir.
My name is Joe Mantione. I live at 504 Arnold Street. That's unincorporated county, District 1. And I'm here to strongly urge you to appoint the committee to look at recycling options to serve county residents. And also then to follow through and implement a recycling program that county residents can legitimately participate in. I've been an avid, enthusiastic recycler since I was 18 in 1970. And I was surprised a couple of weeks ago when I read in the paper that Maryville was going to close the Fair Park recycling bins for Fair Park Plaza, and for cost savings and also to eliminate dumping that was going on in those bins. And honestly, you know, that sort of puts me in, well, I was shocked to hear that I'm sort of outside the law. Here I thought I was doing something really beneficial to the community, to recycle everything I can possibly put legitimately into the recycling bins, and I found out that I wasn't supposed to do that. That was City of Maryville. And I'm an incorporated county resident. So basically, what I'm advocating for is that the county look for a solution that makes sense, that's cost effective, and that provides convenient service to residents. It's been shown all over the country that people will recycle. Sometimes it's a change in attitude, but they will recycle if it's convenient. If it's not convenient, most people, or a lot of people, will not recycle. And so what is really needed is a convenient option for county residents to recycle. The best option would be, and it's probably a long-term option, is to do single-stream combined recyclables. Everything goes in one bin, picked up at curbside. Lots of communities around the country have found that cost-effective, and that's what gets people really most motivated to recycle. Second option is to have conveniently locating recycling centers and offer single-stream recycling combined bins there. And I'm sure there are other options, but let me just say a couple other things. One is, I definitely think that the county should look at interlocal agreement with Maryville, Alcoa, possibly other cities, to provide some kind of regional recycling service. I think there's economies of scale. I think it could be more cost effective, and everybody could have access to a convenient way of recycling. It was taken off the agenda, but the animal shelter seems to me that's a proposal whose time has come, involving cooperation between Alcoa, Maryville, and the county. I think that's what's needed to provide the best recycling service in Blount County. Finally, I would say that...
Thank you, sir. Your time's expired. Thank you for your input.
Mr. Chairman, could I ask his name again? Because that's our
If you'll speak one more time.
Yes, my name is Joe Mantione, M-A-N-T-I-O-N-E.
Thank you, Mr. Mantione, for your input. Second row, anyone? Third row? Fourth row? If you'll come forward, sir, state your name.
Yes, my name is Joey Bridges. I'm a resident of Roane County, and I'm here to express my gratitude for your resolution condemning the backcountry camper fee in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, which I'm against. As a cross-country, long-distance hiker and backpacker, having these mountains in my backyard is a blessing, to say the least. The regulations that's being put forth now as far as the fees and having to reserve sites as you travel across the park makes that activity for me almost an impossibility, along with the fact that it wasn't we were not given a public forum to express our concerns about this by the superintendent of the park. The misinformation that the media spreads about it, it's you know, there's a lot of information that's just not been put forth out there as to why this is being done. We don't know why he's doing this. There's, you know, it's going to be a hardship for all of us that enjoy that park. Again, to have another organization is put more regulations on just another form of recreation. I've been involved in many forms of recreation throughout my life. So a lot of them get to the price point where they can no longer be afforded. Hiking and backpacking is one of the last few forms of recreation that a lot of us can afford nowadays. And a lot of people think $4 isn't that much, but $4 for a person, for a family, adds up to quite a bit of money. $4 for a person that takes 4 or 5 days to hike across the park, that adds up after a while too. And like I said, the reservation angle of it pretty much takes the Smoky Mountains out of my side as a place I want to hike cross country, because you know, the regulations and fees are just unnecessary as far as I'm concerned, and it's a shame this is being forced on us by basically what's an unelected public official. Didn't think they had the ability to levy fees and taxes. But again, I thank you for taking this matter into consideration, and I hope that you stay with this resolution and don't bow to political pressure from the outside. Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else on that road would like to speak? Come forward, sir.
Good evening. My name is David Lee. I currently live in Sweetwater, Tennessee. However, my wife and I have a home under construction now in Townsend, which we expect to complete in about a month. And once that's done and my wife retires, we plan on retiring there, and that's where we intend to live for the rest of our lives, if possible. I'm here in opposition to this fee of in the Smokies backcountry, and I hope you guys will support us on that. I think we've got a small group, a very dedicated group of people who are trying to overturn this. And I think what we're looking for is some help from elected officials to stand with us. We're doing as much as we can, but a lot of times our voices are just not being heard. And I think that's why we're speaking here tonight. I think, like a lot of people, we feel like that we're getting a little tired of the federal government just saying, you will do this and you will do that. And in this case, I feel like they're telling us this park is public property and owned by all the people of the country. But yet they're going to tell us where we can go, when we can go. Oh, no, by the way, we're going to charge you for it while you're in there. So I hope you guys would support us on this, and would appreciate your vote on this issue. Thank you.
Anyone else on that row?
My name is John Quillen, and I'm from Knoxville. And I'm also here to speak, first of all, to thank you for taking up this issue with the Great Smoky Mountains National Park. We don't have a voice. The federal government didn't listen to us, and I particularly want to thank Mr. Burkhalter and Ms. Birchfield for being our champions, because nobody else is. We expressed our comments about this backcountry fee, and it's not a fee. It's a tax. When an unelected official imposes something upon you and provides no amenities, it's a tax. And that's what they're doing. And I'm kind of thinking that's why we succeeded from Great Britain, but I'm not sure. So we're here with our hats in hands to you guys, because you're our voices here. You're listening to what we're saying. They're not. The comments for the fee were 18-1 against it. Okay, what are the emails that you're receiving? I guess it's probably going to be about the same. I'm a trail volunteer. I forgot to bring my hat, but I got a hat back there, and I'm supposed to put it on when I'm in my volunteer campsite and my trail and stuff. It's Gold Mine. I don't know if you ever hiked out the Gold Mine Trail out Cane Creek, but that's my volunteer trail. And I go back in there, and several members of our group back here, trail volunteers. Their response to the trail volunteers is, well, thank you, but your opinion really doesn't matter. He's going to get up here, the superintendent, in a few minutes and tell you this fee, which is a tax, is going to solve all manner of problems in the Great Smoky Mountains. But I've got one thing you need to hear. This is his correspondence from Washington approving the fee, and it says, There will be no increase in overall annual revenue as a result of the proposed increase. It will simply be a new fee to cover the recreation.gov service fees. No rangers, no trail maintenance, no campsite maintenance, nothing. It's a smoke and mirrors show, and Commissioner Burkhalter has seen through it. I'm asking you all to stand firm. Don't bow to political pressure. Don't let the superintendent come up here and tell you with his hat in his hand that we got to fix a road. We're hiking in the backcountry. We're trail volunteers. We're passionate about this because we're being lied to. We're being manipulated and we're being conned. And if you pass this resolution, it will pave the way to help us get this thing overturned. And we need you. I'm not asking you, I'm begging you on behalf of all the people. The Boy Scout groups back there would spend about $60 for a 2-day weekend in the Smokies. Okay, I was a Boy Scout. I can afford $4. It's not an issue of me paying $4. It's for the Boy Scouts. It's for the underprivileged kids. It's for the 20-something kid who's going to go back and develop his sense of spirituality in the Smokies, like I did. That's why we fight this. It's not about the money. It's about the federal government and governmental control of our lives. I'm asking you, stand with us. Don't abstain. Vote for the resolution. Vote for the citizens of Blount County. Vote for the businesses that are going to be affected, all the restaurants, everything. Vote your conscience. Don't vote with the federal government. We need your help. I'm begging you. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to talk. Thank you.
Please come forward, sir.
My name is Greg Bostick. I live in Loudoun County, have ancestral ties to the park, and I again would echo John's comments and thank the Blount County Commission for voting 14-0 to bring this resolution to tonight's meeting, following the lead of Swain County, North Carolina, the Appalachian Trail Conservancy, the Long Distance Hiker Association, and the Southern Appalachian Backcountry Horseman Group in their opposition during the public comment period to this first ever imposed fee on a user group in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, a park that, as Franklin Delano Roosevelt stood at Newfound Gap at the dedication, said was the people's park. The Smokies is a special park, a special place, and these fees, we believe, targeted at a small user group are a way for the camel to get its nose under the tent. You will see in the future fees to access or to day hike, fees to enter Cades Cove, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's an overwhelming user community opposition to this fee, to the people who are out there, trail volunteers, people who are in the backcountry many times a month. I think it's great, the organization that Charles Maynard founded in the Friends of the Smokies, and they do great work and fundraising to help support programs in the park. But so do each of you and each of us that use it when we pay our taxes. Part of our money goes to fund programs in the park. If a friends group or another organization would like to raise the funds that the park says they need for this maintenance, etc., that's great. Don't impose a double fee on those who have already paid. Again, I would ask that you reaffirm that 14-0 vote that came out of committee last week, not be influenced by political pressure or by folk who have an economic interest in this, and speak for the citizens that you represent. Thank you for your time.
Anyone in the row right behind the gentleman who've just spoken? If you'll come forward, ma'am, please. Same row, excuse me.
My name is Wendy LeMaurice. I'm a former Blount County citizen. I live in Knox County now. I grew up backpacking, camping in these Smoky Mountains. I also hiked through these Smoky Mountains when I hiked the Appalachian Trail in 1995, and I'm here also to oppose the fee. And I would appreciate it very much if you would consider all the comments made by my friends on the row. And I too oppose the fee because so many of people I know, my friends, go into the mountains every weekend and backpack, and it can be very expensive, especially.
Excuse me, ma'am. Sir, if you'll please go back outside. Thank you.
Especially if you bring your family. And I thank you very much for your time and consideration.
Thank you. Now, the next row behind. Is anyone on the next row? Raise your hand. Come forward, please.
My name is Donna Davis. I'm a citizen of Blount County. I live in Kensal Springs. And I thank you for allowing us to speak to this issue that is so important and dear to our hearts. And on behalf of many descendants in the park, of whom I have spoken with, and volunteers in the park, and all others who use this park and enjoy the freedom of the backcountry, I'm going to be speaking from my heart. This is not about winning or losing. It's about preservation. Not of self, but preservation of the park and the beauty of the freedom that it encompasses. 10 million people enjoy our park every year. 10 million people do not know this issue like we do. I'm privileged to be a volunteer in this national park. We love our park. In fact, we love it so much that we put thousands of hours each year, which would equate to big bucks if the park were to pay us for what we're doing. We maintain the trails, backcountry campsites. We educate other people. We serve and preserve the beauty of the park and what it stands for. Do we do it because we can't do anything else? Because we have nothing better to do with which to fill our time, or because of financial gain? Or is it because what old people just do? No, it's quite the contrary. We've chosen to spend our time giving of our labor and love for this park. We have no vested interest in money or politics. That's right. We do it for free. We give because we take ownership of our park in a way that a paid employee may not be able to fully enjoy. Money speaks. We do it for the sheer joy of knowing that our servanthood will allow our park to continue to be enjoyed the way in which it was intended originally. We do not need the backcountry policed. With this imposed fee, there are many implications surrounding this action which are far-reaching. People will no longer be free in the backcountry because this action will require enforcement. Can you imagine being approached by police in the backcountry asking for your papers to be in your park? Really, we do not need more government in the places we hold sacred. We have enough of that already. Since morality cannot be legislated, I ask you, the commissioners, to do the right thing in condemning this action for the sake of those who truly love and use the park. This is not about personalities. This is about an issue that speaks far beyond just the $4. In doing so, you will not only be taking a very important stand for our heritage and for generations to come, you will also be setting the standard for surrounding counties. Dare to be different for the right reasons. I ask that you not be influenced by powers and money, but that you act upon your conscience. And as my parents always said, when all is said and done, do the right thing. And I want to thank you for allowing me to speak tonight.
Please come forward, sir.
My name is Bert Emerson. I live in Maryville. I'd like to thank you all for allowing us to speak tonight. I support the resolution to oppose the backcountry camping fee. I started backpacking in the Smokies probably in the 80s, and I've hiked the Appalachian Trail, did the Pacific Crest Trail, the Continental Divide Trail. In the last 10 years, I've backpacked about 10,000 miles. I think the only fee I was asked to pay was $15 to climb Mount Whitney on the Pacific Crest Trail. No other fees in the national parks that I passed through. One of my concerns about
I had no problems with the previous registration system for the Smokies. One of my concerns about this new system is how it will affect long-distance backpackers. With the new system, you're required to make reservations on the internet, and then you receive an email and print off your reservation form and carry it with you. When you're on a long-distance backpacking trip, internet access is very, very difficult, and I can't imagine how difficult it would be to find internet access and then also find printer access. So that just seems really unworkable to me from a long-distance backpacker's point of view. Those are my main concerns, and thank you again for your time.
We'll take the next row. Anyone? Come forward, sir.
My name is Adam Beal, and I live out in Montvale off Sam James in District 4. And I want to thank you all for this resolution condemning the backcountry fee. Also, I hike and backpack a lot with my young son Jack and wife Amanda. And Jack's a descendant of the Abbotts from Cades Cove, and we talk about this and this fee a lot. We feel our freedom's being taken away, and if we have to buy a ticket to go in the backcountry, the Smokies. And I've had a lot of talks with park management about this and asked if there could be any exceptions, like free access for children, scout troops, senior citizens, things like that. And the answer was always no. Also asked about possibly a pass for locals to buy $50 for unlimited access for a year or something like that. And the answer was no. My son Jack asked me, we are the people, we are the government, and how can they do this fee if we don't want it? And I've told him because they can ignore thousands of public comments and signatures with seemingly no accountability. But resolutions like this one that you guys have passed are that accountability. And this is the people's park. When we access the park, we feel it's the people's park. But if we have to pay the government a fee to access the park in the backcountry, then it becomes the government's park. For 78 years, the Smokies backcountry has been totally free for citizens to use, free through recessions, wars, Great Depression, and countless government cutbacks. To me, it's a terrible shame the park officials couldn't keep that legacy intact for the one park that was given by the people to the government with dimes and pennies of school children from our community and from the land of our ancestors. Thank you.
Anyone else on the same row? The next row back? The next row? Come forward, ma'am.
I'm Karen Young. I'm from Georgia. We've just built a home up here in Kinsel Springs to be near the mountains. And what I want to focus on is to commend the volunteers who work in the park. They do such a good job for all of us. My question is, why change a good working system? I want to voice my support for this resolution. Thank you.
Mr. King, the row that Mr. King's sitting on, anyone on that row has an item to speak to on the agenda tonight? So no hands. The next row. The next row. The last row. Anyone on the church pew in the back, the pew in the very back row? Okay, seeing no hands. First row. Anyone in the first row? If you'll come forward, sir.
Good evening. I'm Dale Dittmanson. I'm the superintendent of Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I was very surprised when it was brought to my attention that a resolution regarding the park's backcountry fee was brought before the agenda committee last week. I had no idea this was a topic of discussion for this board, and after seeing the proposed resolution, I was taken aback by the timing of the document and some of the information being presented. After learning about the committee action, I reached out and met this past Tuesday with Commissioner Burkhalter. I appreciated the opportunity to hear his concerns, and I'm hopeful that I provided some helpful information. I am in agreement, by the way, with the introductory sections of the resolution. Those statements emphasize the importance of our shared heritage, the deep connection between the national park and the citizens of Blount County. Many of you are aware that we work very closely in providing emergency services. We work together to improve the countywide communication systems through the installation of the digital radio system at Look Rock. Citizens are involved with the park through Experience Your Smokies and the Cades Cove Preservation Association in protecting the historic homes, churches, and family cemeteries. But as I said, I do have some concerns about the statements in the resolution. A couple examples. Whereas clause number 7 states in part that the National Park Service has arbitrarily decided to impose a fee. Fact is, we began the civic engagement process almost 2 years ago. We conducted public meetings, solicited comments online, and provided updates on the park's website. There was significant press coverage, TV, print media, and the National Park Service Director approved the fee in March of 2012. The 10th whereas clause references significant questions regarding the lawful implementation of the fee. And I'm hopeful that maybe that has been cleared up, as I was pleased to hear in my follow-up conversation with Commissioner Burkhalter yesterday that in his opinion I did not violate the law. What is completely overlooked in the resolution is that the permit fee is greatly improving customer service. Park visitors now have 24/7 access to an online reservation system where they can print their permits out at home. They can get assistance in person or online at a fully staffed backcountry office. Staffing at the office includes longtime park volunteers, and I also greatly appreciate all of our volunteers in this national park, including residents of Blount County. Commissioners, I greatly value this relationship between the park and our surrounding communities. I ask that you say no to this resolution, and instead I ask for your understanding that we are improving customer service to our many national park visitors. I'll be happy to answer any questions tonight that you may have. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Anyone else on the front row? Superintendent? Seeing no hands, the row immediately behind. The next row. Mr. Lawson, if you'll come forward, sir.
My name is Dan Lawson. I'm pleased to say that I know most of you on this commission and some of you quite well. I've always enjoyed the relationship with you folks. I can't say much more than Superintendent Dittmanson has offered you the facts. What I can say that he cannot say is that I come as a lifelong citizen of Blount County. I've spent my working years in Blount County, and since retirement, I have spent many, many days in the National Park as a park volunteer. I've had the honor of serving other park boards as well. I guess I worked as a volunteer since it was first established, the volunteer program. But about 20 of those years now I've spent in the backcountry permit office at Sugar Land's Visitor Center. I've met many people, and I've derived much more benefit than I've ever given. We did hear a great number of complaints from our visitors, our backcountry visitors, over our old permit system, even though we were commended for doing a good job and doing it well. But the one single major complaint, and any volunteer in that office would tell you this, we've had a hard time getting you. We've called and called and called over and over again. We apologize, but we could do nothing about that. We did the best we could do. I had some mixed feelings. I had some questions in my mind about a permit fee system. But when I understood what benefits could be derived from such a system, and coupled with the fact that this was the only national park in the country of any size which did not have a fee system, I thought more seriously about it. To me, it is a real asset to the backpacker. I say this because the backpacker can go online to a very user-friendly system. He can take a look at all the sites available, those which are not available. He can pre-select his sites, put some personal data in there, and even pay with a credit card the very minimal cost online. Immediately he can print out his backpacking permit. He has the permit to carry with him on the trail. And thus far, since February 13th, in that office, I've had nothing but favorable comments. We're in a learning process. This is an effort for volunteers. And some volunteers, as well as myself, are not exactly highly computer skilled. But we're going to stick with it. And as Dale Dittmanson indicated, we're here to support the park. I've hiked in the park for years. I've hiked the Appalachian Trail through the park. But most of all, of my enjoyment in serving the national park, participating in park activities, has been working as a volunteer under the direction of the park administration. But I hope you too will consider this seriously. I know you'll be objective.
Thank you,
By the same token.
Thank you, Mr. Lawson. Your time's expired. Thank you, sir. Anyone else on this side of the room that would like to address the commission? If you'll come forward, sir.
I'm Richard Ryburn. I live in Maryville. I spend about 50 days each year in the Smokies, backcountry, hiking, trail clearing, and a little bit of help on some cemetery research. The former backcountry permit system was not a bad system, but as you just heard, there were problems with it. The telephone lines were often busy. It was hard to get access. The new system is much better. Some of the points that have been made already, it's accessible at all times. It facilitates multi-day planning. If some of the sites are already taken, a person can look at that and see what's taken, see what sites are available. The permit can be printed at home. And it avoids the need for the backpacker, for the camper, to check in at one of the ranger stations or other stations that exist. He can come right on in the park and go ahead with it. The additional presence of rangers in the park is also a help. As those of us that spend a lot of time in the park know, there are some hikers, backpackers, waterfall watchers that really don't know their way around very well, and they need help. And the rangers can't cover everything, but additional ranger presence will certainly be a help. To me, another key point is that this backpacker fee affects very few people. Most of the people that enjoy the Smokies, from automobile tourists, picnic parties, photographers, they don't need a permit. Hikers, if they're day hiking, if they're doing 5 miles, if they're doing 25 miles, they don't need a permit. They don't pay the $4. So this is something that affects very few people, and it's a very moderate fee. Thank you very much.
Anyone else wish to address the commission on any item on the agenda? Sir, if you come forward.
Hi, my name's Eric Gerhardt. Apologize for the bedraggled appearance here, but just a couple of comments on what we've just heard. The two rangers that are being supposedly paid for out of this fund that will be at the expense of $4 per night for backcountry campers. They're going to be patrolling over 800 miles of trail. What are the chances that anyone is going to have an encounter with one of those backcountry rangers? A moment ago, we heard how all other national parks charge backcountry fees. Everglades, Isle Royale National Park, Big Bend, Bryce Canyon, Zion, Canyonlands, Grand Canyon, Saguaro, and Olympic do. However, all of the others do not if you simply walk in 24 hours in advance of getting your permit. There are, in many instances, such as Yellowstone, Grand Teton, Yosemite, Mount Rainier, those parks where if you make an advance reservation, you are charged, but not if you are a walk-in backcountry camper. North Cascades does not charge. Crater Lake does not charge. Lassen Volcanic does not charge. Redwood National Park does not charge. Neither does Death Valley, Joshua Tree, Shenandoah, Capitol Reef, Arches, Mammoth Cave, Voyagers, Teddy Roosevelt, Badlands, Wind Cave, Guadalupe Mountains, Carlsbad Caverns, Petrified Forest, Black Canyon of the Gunnison, Great Sand Dunes, Great Basin, Congaree, Hawaii Volcanoes, Glacier Bay, Wrangell St. Elias, Kenai Fjords, Lake Clark, Katmai, Denali, Kobuk Valley, Gates of the Arctic. Of note, too, Cumberland Gap here in our own backyard does not charge. And also regionally, I already mentioned Shenandoah, Chesapeake and Ohio Canal National Historical Park does not charge, and neither does Catoctin Mountain Park in Maryland. I think that about covers it. And again, I can see a benefit for those staying at shelters and so-called rationed campsites to be able to make a reservation somewhere other than the phone line. However, for the majority of the campsites, which were simply fill out your own permit and walk into the backcountry as a self-registration, you cannot beat the perfect efficiency of that. There's just simply no way. Appreciate the time to speak. Thank you.
Anyone else? Seeing no hands, we'll move to items D and E. We have no business. The next item of business, under new business, under Rule 3, the chairman, at their discretion, can change the order of business. At that time, the chair will stand for a motion on item F12. Do I have a second? Item F12 is a motion on Resolution 12-02008, resolution to oppose the backcountry camping fee for Great Smoky Mountains National Park. To impose imposition of any fee for the use of the Great Smoky Mountains National Park is not directly associated with the use of amenities, commercial purpose, or to demand immediate repeal, and to demand the immediate repeal of backcountry camping fee, and asking all counties to join in passing this resolution and forwarding to their state delegation. Is there a second? Did I hear a second? Mr. Lael seconds. The motion is to adopt resolution number 1302-008. Excuse me.
The motion was to move it to the head of the agenda.
Well, at my discretion as chairman, I moved it to the head of the agenda.
I apologize. I move for approval of resolution.
You move the adoption. You move the adoption. I understand Mr. Lael seconded. The chair stated the motion. The motion is to adopt resolution 1302-008. Discussion. Mr. Carver, you're recognized.
There was looking at it, how many hikers annually approximately come up and overnight? Do you have an answer for that you could share with me, please?
Excuse me, you're not, the question's not in order, Mr. Carver.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Would you like,
I'd like to ask the question of how many hikers do overnight hiking in the Smoky Mountains.
if the commissioner come forward, sir, you're recognized.
My name again is Dale Dittmanson, Superintendent of Great Smoky Mountains National Park. I believe the number, I don't have the exact with me, is about 30-some thousand hikers, but about 75,000 user nights, meaning some of those people stay more than one night. Again, that's an estimate.
Thank you, sir. And Commissioner Carver?
One other question, if I may ask.
Ask a question.
If they are up there, say it's bad weather, and they're stuck or whatever, are they charged an additional fee for being there, or something happens that prolongs their stay, or they're held off on the trail to get to their next site?
Reasons, physical
You're
condition.
recognized.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you are contained in an area of the park because of weather, health conditions, or one of those things, and can't move to another site or get out from that site, no, we will not charge you for that type of situation.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Carver, you still have the floor.
That's good. Thank you.
Commissioner Burkhalter, your resolution, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When I started this process, people have asked me why should the county commission get involved in this. Part of the Federal Lands Recreation Enhancement Act states that it is required to gain input about your proposed increased or new fees from local officials. It also says that you cannot request a change until you have gotten some type of input. Mr. Dittmanson and I have two very nice conversations about this where he and I disagree respectfully as to the amount of public comment and interaction that the park has had with this commission. I don't know about the other counties. When I asked him if he ever informed this commission of the proposed fees that would affect land that was donated by the constituents and the families of Blount County, he said no. He had not commented. He had not contacted us. I don't know if he contacted anybody else. But he said that he thought passive notice through the newspapers and press release was appropriate. I told him I disagree with that. My purpose in this resolution is to let the Park Service know that we represent the constituents that use the park. We have constituents that help donate land to that park. We have constituents whose families are still buried in the park. We are a unique park in that, as one gentleman said, land was donated. It was bought with pennies and dimes from school kids. We are a unique and special park. And I feel like that we as Blount County, and I really believe that the other 6 counties that join the park should be more involved in any process that affects the park. We have a great relationship. I think the superintendent and I both agree. We have a great relationship between volunteers with us that needs to continue. But we want to be more involved, and we ask respectfully the park to keep us involved, and that's kind of what this resolution is aimed at. I don't feel like that the public notice was met in keeping the local government officials informed. And that's where I say that that the law, the fee, was not proper, because I don't feel like that public local government was properly represented or asked. Therefore, I ask for your support in this resolution. Thank you.
Commissioner Wright, you're recognized, sir.
Commissioners, I have some input into this, and the fact that all of my ancestors come from the national park, and I'm sure some of yours did too, and as well as Mr. Lawson's. And they gave up their lifestyle to create and spent a lot of hardships to create the Great Smoky Mountains, and it was bred into me from day one. And some of the agreements there was that there would be no charges for people to go back up there and use that property. And I'm scared more about raising those fees. Now, anybody can, maybe we all can afford a $4 fee, but that's not the point. What's it going to be next year? $12? How many other fees are you going to institute? And this is a direct violation of the agreement between some of my ancestors and yours that this wouldn't happen. So I'm not very well pleased with any fees that's charged in such manner as this.
Commissioner Kaler, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have received, without a doubt, more phone calls and more emails in regard to this resolution since I have been on County Commission. And I think that that speaks loudly for the passion that not just Blount County residents, but our surrounding counties, the passion that they have for our park. I want to borrow some words from my fellow Commissioner Birchfield, and she made a comment earlier that one of the unique things about this commission is that we each bring something different to the table, if you will. We each have our own angle and viewpoint. Now, when I was looking at this, and I've read it, and I've read it, and I've read it, I very much, you all are passionate, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. This is actually, without a doubt, the first time that I've had a lump in my throat over a vote, and I mean that sincerely. I don't want to impose any undue tax on anybody. I don't want to upset the people that enjoy the backcountry, but I have to do this from my perspective. A lot of people probably are not aware of the fact that the Park Service was very, very gracious to Blount County in regard to the fact that a large portion of our communication equipment for all emergency services in Blount County, a good portion of that is inside the park. And they did not have to let us do that. That was protected property, and we put a lot of infrastructure up there. We made a lot of changes to the Look Rock area as aesthetically pleasing as could be done, but it was still done, and it was done in cooperation with the Park Service. We met every Thursday for over 2 years on this project in order to be able to place needed equipment so that our communication system for emergency services in Blount County would be stellar. And I'll be honest with you, I would love to abstain from this vote. I've never had the desire to abstain from the vote, but I can't do that. I can't in good conscience not maintain and respect the partnership that the Park Service has with Blount County. Thank you.
Commissioner Lambert, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have one question. Does the sponsor of this resolution represent the Southern Forest Watch or Mr. Quillen?
One moment. Ms. Lambert, would you please repeat your question?
Does the sponsor of this resolution represent Southern Forest Watch or Mr. Quillen?
Thank you. Commissioner Burkhalter.
Southern Forest Watch or Mr. Quillen, are you asking, are they my legal clients? No, ma'am. They are not my legal clients.
Thank you, Commissioner Burkhalter.
Is that your question, Ms. Lambert? No, ma'am. I have no, sorry.
Excuse me?
No, ma'am. I have no remuneration. I have no representation with them.
Are the members ready for the question? The motion is to adopt resolution number 1302008. Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt the resolution. Are the members clear on the vote? Does anyone need clarification? Seeing no lights, please vote.
You have 11 yeses and 9 noes.
11 yes,
One abstain.
9 no. The resolution is adopted. The next order of business is item F1A. The chair will stand for a motion on a budget transfer in the amount of $2,461 in the clerk and master's office. Mr. Burkhalter moves. Is there a second? Commissioner Birchfield seconds. The motion is to approve a budget transfer in the amount of $2,461. Are the members ready for the question? We have a motion for recess. Without objection, we'll recess for 3 minutes. Or at the call of the chair. Commission will be in order. The pending motion is to approve a budget transfer in the amount of $2,461. Commissioner Farmer, you seek recognition? Are members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the budget transfer. Vote no not to approve. Mr. Melton. We'll hold the vote open. Voting on the budget transfer.
I apologize. It takes me 10 minutes to go to the steps.
Would you like to vote, Commissioner?
Yes.
21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. The budget transfer is approved. Moving to next item, F1B. The chair will stand for a motion. Item F1B. C, D, and E. B, C, D, and E. Is that correct? Mr. Burkhalter seconds. The motion is to approve the budget transfers F1B, C, D, and E. Is that correct? Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the budget transfers. Vote no not to approve.
We have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. All budget transfers were approved. Next item of business is F2A. The chair will stand for a motion on F2A, Resolution 1302-003, to increase the general county fund budget by $12,058.
Mr. Chairman, I move that because F2A and F2B are related items that we move those two items together.
Is there a second? Commissioner Sample seconds. The motion is to adopt resolutions 1302-003 and Resolution 1302-004. Discussion? Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolutions. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. Resolutions 1302-003 and 4 are adopted. Moving to item F2C, the chair will stand for a motion on F2C Resolution 1302-005 to amend the library fund budget by $7,998. Mr. Sample moves. Mr. Carver seconds. The motion is to adopt Resolution 1302-005. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. Resolution's adopted. Next item of business is F3. The chair will stand for a motion on F3, Resolution 1302-014 to the General County Fund Budget 5,000. Moved by Commissioner Samples. Commissioner, your voices sound a great deal alike. Commissioner French moves. Second? Second, Mr. Burkhalter. Motion is to adopt Resolution 1302-014. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
We have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. The resolution's adopted. Next item of business is F4. The chair will stand for a motion on F4. Who made the motion? Mr. Lael moved. Mr. Burkhalter second. The motions to grant authority to the Highway Department to apply for a grant to repair Long Rifle Road. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to grant authority. Vote no not to grant. Commissioner Burrow.
You have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. Authority is granted. F5 was deleted. F6, chair will stand for a motion on item F6, resolution 1302-015, resolution to implement grant procedures and worksheet. Lael moves. Mr. Folk seconds. The motion is to adopt resolution 1302-015. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. The resolution's adopted. F7 was deleted. Next item of business is F8. The chair will stand for a motion on item F8, request from Congressman John J. Duncan, Jr. for district office space in Blount County Courthouse. Mr. Carver moves. Mr. Burkhalter seconds. The motion is to approve the request for space. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve. Vote no not to approve.
You have 21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. The request is approved. Next item of business is F9. The chair will stand for a motion on F9, set a public hearing for March 21, 2013, 6:45 in room 430, Blount County Courthouse, for the purpose of hearing testimony and comments regarding a resolution to amend the zoning map of Blount County, Tennessee from R1 Rural District 2, from R2 Rural District 2 to R1 Rural District 1 for property located at 6250 Paul Boone Road, identified on tax map 126, parcels 79 and 14. Commissioner Kirby moves. Mr. Lambert seconds. The motion is set to public hearing for 21 March, 6:45, Blount County Courthouse. Are the member, Commissioner Birchfield? Your light was lit.
That was
Okay. The motion is set to public hearing for 21 March 2013, 6:45, room 430. Vote yes to set the public hearing. Vote no not to set.
You have 21 yeses.
The public hearing is set. Moving next item F10, chair will stand for motion on F10, resolution 1302-006. A resolution to establish ad hoc committee study solid waste and recycling. Hasty moves. Mr. French seconds. The motion is to adopt resolution 1302-006. Discussion. Mr. Carver, you're recognized.
I would like to request that Charlene DeShaw, the director of Keep Blount Beautiful, be added to this ad hoc committee.
Commissioner Carver makes a motion to amend, adding the executive director of Keep Blount Beautiful. Is there a second?
second.
Ms. Lambert seconds. Discussion on the amendment. Mr. French, you're recognized.
She is willing to serve. Have,
Go ahead.
I did have a conversation with her, and she is willing to serve.
okay.
pending motion is to amend and add the Executive Director of Keep Blount Beautiful as a member of the ad hoc committee. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to amend, vote no not to amend.
You have 20 yeses and 1 no.
The amendment is approved. Now the pending motion is before us to adopt Resolution 1302-006 as amended. Are the members ready for the question? Mr. Folks, you're recognized, sir.
I guess I have a question. I wonder whether someone could enlighten me. We have a solid waste authority that runs the dump. Why don't we just give this problem to them and let them come up with a solution? Why do we need
Mr. Folks,
this?
are you making a motion to refer to the Solid Waste Authority?
Excuse me?
Are you making a motion to refer?
Yes.
Mr. Folks makes a motion to refer this to the Solid Waste Authority. Is there a second? Second. Mr. Sample seconds. Pending motion is a motion to refer this matter to the Solid Waste Authority. Discussion. Commissioner Burkhalter, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe that one of the reasons why this is coming forward is because in a recent newspaper article, City of Maryville talked about how recycling isn't for county citizens. City of Alcoa has their own recycling program that does not involve the county as well. The reason why this county commission is looking at this issue is because county citizens effectively have no place to recycle. That's the reason why the county is looking at this issue and not the Solid Waste Authority.
Are the members ready for the question? The pending motion is to refer this matter to the Solid Waste Authority. Vote yes to refer, vote no not to refer.
You have 3 yeses and 18 noes.
The motion to refer does not carry. The pending motion is to adopt Resolution 1302-006 as amended. Discussion. Vote yes to adopt the amended resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 20 yeses and 1 no.
20 yes, 1 no. The resolution as amended is adopted. Next item of business is F11. Chair will stand for a motion on item F11, Resolution 1302-007, a resolution regarding the addition of additional portion of Custer Drive, the official road list of Blount County, moved by Commissioner French. Seconded by Commissioner Lambert. The motion is to adopt resolution number 1302-007. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to adopt the resolution. Vote no not to adopt.
You have 20 yeses and 1 no.
20 yes, 1 no. The resolution's adopted. The next item of business has been resolved. Moving on to F13. The chair will stand for a motion on F13, request from the Solid Waste Authority to approve the annual adjustments required by the Financial Assurance Agreement for Alcoa, Maryville, and Blount County. Commissioner Sample moves. Commissioner Carver seconds. The motion is to approve the annual adjustments. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the adjustments. Vote no not to approve.
21 yeses.
21 yes, 0 no. The adjustments are approved. The next item of business is F14. The chair will stand for a motion on F14 to set a public hearing for March 21, 2013 at 6:30 p.m. in room 430 Blount County Courthouse for the purpose of hearing testimony and comment concerning a resolution to amend the zoning resolution of Blount County, Tennessee, adding a new planned rural resort district.
So moved, Mr. Chairman. Move for adoption.
Mr. Lael moves.
Second. Just a question, is that date correct?
Yes, it is correct, sir. Second. Commissioner Wright. The motion is to set a public hearing, and that's 1 month from today. We have another public hearing set at 6:45. This will be at 6:30. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to set the public hearing. Vote no not to set.
Have 21 yeses.
The public hearing is set. Now we'll move to item F15, and that matter is the appointment of the Budget Committee. And that item, the chair will stand for a motion.
Motion to approve, Mr. Chairman. Second, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Farmer moves to confirm the appointments. Commissioner Burkhalter seconds. Are the members ready for the question? Commissioner Folks, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just have to say that I don't think our budget process is working real well in this county. We're facing in excess of a $9 million deficit as a result of, in my opinion, gross misallocation of funds in the past. And so I'm going to vote against this. Thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Question is to confirm the appointments to the Budget Committee. Vote yes to confirm. Vote no not to confirm.
Have 18 yeses, 1 no and 2 abstain.
The appointments are confirmed. The next item of business is F16. And if I'm correct, it was item B2, B3D, general liability accounting in the amount of $1,352,386. Chair will stand for a motion to adopt that resolution. Carver moves. Is there a second? Farmer seconds. Mr. Folks, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to address a question to Mr. Vineyard.
Ask questions, sir.
The question is this strictly an accounting transaction, or does this involve some sort of a legal settlement?
Just a moment, sir. You're recognized, Mr. Vineyard.
This reflects no settlement. It is mostly accounting, but when we budget, we don't always have the true estimates of what our premiums are going to be. So part of that reflects the actual premium cost of our liability insurance.
Okay, thank you.
Are the members ready for the question? Any question is to approve a budget transfer. No. The budget amendment in the amount of, my eyes are going crazy here. Got the amount, Roy? $179,683. Are the members ready for the question? Vote yes to approve the budget amendment. Vote no not to approve. 21 yes, 0 no. It's the last item of new business. Moving to the next item, G1. Chair recognizes Highway Commissioner Bill Dunlap for the purpose of providing information on the scope of work and funding avenues to repair Long Rifle Road.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last Thursday, we received notification from our local emergency management office here at the courthouse that TDOT would possibly be looking at picking up some of this damage we experienced in the month of January. We were given instructions on where to send our estimates. They have got those estimates to date, and we have not heard from them yet. So we're waiting to hear back from TDOT.
Thank you, Mr. Dunlap. Moving to item H on the agenda, public input on items not on the agenda. Mr. Lowe, if you'll come forward, sir.
My name is Barney Lowe, and I live in Maryville, and this is for all citizens of Blount County. On Tuesday, February the 12th, the Youth Leadership Blount class of 2013 embarked on its most eye-opening session yet. Arriving at the Blount County Courthouse, the class was met by executive administrative assistants to Blount County Mayor, and both began by asking the same question: who does the mayor work for? After being barraged with various false answers, the mayor answered that he works for the citizens of Blount County. He then asked a series of questions about the role of a county commission, none of which the YLB class could answer. Next, the mayor informed the class that of all the groups he speaks to, very few are able to answer the previous questions. This, he claimed, is due to the lack of participation in local government. He went on to say that only 60% of the citizens of Blount County participated in the last election. While the mayor spoke, the YLB class realized that disregard of the future equates to no future. When the mayor quoted Thomas Jefferson in saying that people will get government they choose, the class fully realized the importance of participation in this session. The class learned that governmental officials could not represent their citizens without their participation. The assistant administrator informed the class that all county commission meetings are open to the public, filmed for the public, and she strongly encouraged attendance by the public. Before this session, many of the students were unaware that as minors they could participate in local government. One student said, "It really opened my eyes to the lack of participation in government. Our officials are trying to reach out to us, but are distracted by our busy lives." And I'd like to add this to this. We, the people, the citizens of Blount County, have been trying for 10 or more years to convey this to the citizens of Blount County. It only took these children one visit to understand why we need participation in this local government by all citizens if there is to be change. Thank you.
If you'll come forward, sir, and introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Brian Daniels. I'm President and CEO of the Blount Partnership. Many of you all were in our office and chambers today, and we wanted to reciprocate that kindness and come into your chambers and let you hear from the positive side that what you do is good. You conduct good business. You've been supporting us in our endeavors, and through one of the worst recessions we've seen tremendous economic growth. Just in the past 2 years, together, we've created over $117 million worth of new capital investment, 1,800 jobs before this morning. And then this morning, as you all know, the governor's office came down with Commissioner Haggerty, and we announced the largest research and development project going on in Tennessee, and will be housed at Pellissippi Place. You all should be commended for your support. Continuing with the vision, when we started Pellissippi Place, we said it was a 50-year project. When we visited Research Triangle Park in Cummings, they told us it'd be 20 years before we got our first project, and be prepared for that. We did it in 2. So wanted to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that as of right now, we stand at 2,325 jobs, $167 million of new capital investment. Our manufacturers have gone back to full production. We are adding new net jobs, and we have surpassed it to where Department of Labor has even shown our unemployment rate is returned back to pre-recessionary levels. You all, again, should be commended. Thank you for coming and participating in today's announcement, and we look forward to the days ahead.
Commissioner French, you're recognized, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And I ask for the commission to bear with me for a short statement. I know most of you were there this morning, but I would like for the ones that weren't there and for the people of Blount County to hear what happened this morning. As a matter of history, we went back and looked. In May of 2006, I believe the commission voted to look into the possibility of a partnership. And I think in early 2008, I believe we voted to purchase the land, to help purchase the land in Pellissippi Place. And I'm speaking for myself, and I hope the entire commission joins me in expressing our congratulations and our thanks to Brian Daniels and the Blount Partnership in announcing this morning that Pro Nova Solutions is going to be our first tenant at Pellissippi Place in Blount County. I think this certainly demonstrates what perseverance and a dedication to purpose can accomplish. And in Brian's words, in his own words, I believe he says, stay the course. This is a monumental achievement, not only for Blount County, Knox County, the cities of Maryville and Alcoa, but also for the entire Innovation Valley community. It bodes well for, I think, Blount County's future and the citizens of Blount County. And I promise you, this is probably just the tip of the iceberg in what's coming down the pike. And I was trying to think today, after I went home and I was excited about what was happening, I was trying to think, what can you compare this to? What's comparable to what we've accomplished here? And I guess I'd compare this to the feats, and bear with me now, to the feats of Bert Campaneris of Kansas City and Hoyt Wilhelm of New York, of more recently J.P. Arancibia of Toronto Blue Jays. While Blount Partnership's name is probably not going to go in the record book along with these gentlemen and several others, I guarantee you that Blount Partnership has just stepped up to the plate and they've hit a home run in their first time at bat. And I applaud Blount Partnership for their continuing effort to make Blount County one of the best, if not the best, community in our great country. Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Commissioner Harrison, you're recognized.
I just want to second what Mr. French said and say, return the thanks to Brian and all his hard work, and this is just huge. 500 jobs. It is just huge, and it couldn't have come at a better time. And it's an answered prayer, and it's a great thing for Blount County.
We've completed our agenda for this evening. This time we stand for a motion to adjourn. Stand adjourned.